Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Workflow Editor series. In this video, we're going to explore looping and how you can introduce loops to your workflow. Let's start with 3 scenes. When we open the Add Actions menu, there are 2 actions available under the looping category. Let's start with the loop n times action. This action has 2 options: the scene you want to run and how many times you want to run it. Whatever actions are in the scene you select will be executed the number of times you choose. Let's set scene 2 to run 3 times. Okay, now when it has finished looping scene 2, we don't want to run it again. But scene 2 would normally run after scene 1. To avoid this, we'll add a go to scene action and set that to scene 3. So now it's going to start at scene 1, run scene 2 3 times. Then instead of moving on to scene 2, it'll jump to scene 3. Okay, let's go to scene 2. For this scene, we're going to use a set scratchpad action. This action will set the text in the JavaScript scratchpad. We're going to set it to a simple JavaScript alert for this example. Now we are going to add an execute scratchpad action. These 2 actions allow you to execute JavaScript in specific scenes of your workflow. For scene 3, we'll use a log action just to show us when it gets there. Okay, let's walk through it. Scene 1 runs. It should run scene 2 3 times, then jump to scene 3. Scene 2 should execute this JavaScript that pops up an alert. After we see the alert 3 times, we should then see the log made by scene 3. Let's run it. Okay, there's the first alert, and the second, and third, and there's the log. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the loop while condition action. Let's start a new workflow. I'm going to add a couple of scenes, so we've got 3 in total. To demonstrate this, we're going to add an ask user for input action to scene 1. This action pops up an input dialog, so you can enter some text. We'll set it to store the input in the variable user input. Next, let's add a log so we can see what's been entered. Okay, now let's set up scene 2. This is where we add the loop while condition action. As you can see, there are 4 options to this action. The first is the variable. We'll set this to the variable we used for the user input dialog. The next option is the operator. We're going to set that to is not equal to. Okay, the next option is value. In here, we'll put stop. And the last option sets the scene we want to jump to if this condition is true. We're going to set that to scene 1. Okay, so if whatever gets typed in the input box isn't stop, we're going back to scene 1 to show the input box again. If it is stop, we break out of the loop. Okay, finally for scene 3, let's just add an end workflow with a success status. Okay, let's run it. We can see the input box shows the prompt that we entered. Let's test it. We can see each time we enter new text, it gets appended to the log. As expected, the input dialog keeps reappearing because we are not typing the word stop. Let's type stop and see what happens. And there we go. As expected, we broke out of the loop and the end workflow action was executed, displaying the success status. So let's recap. In this video, we covered the loop n times action and the loop while condition action. We managed to squeeze in the set and execute scratchpad actions and also explored the ask user input action. These are some of the foundational actions for mastering the workflow editor. In part 3, we'll explore the conditional branch and the AI decision action that allows you to ask your chosen AI model for a yes or no response to any question, then incorporate that response into your code's logic. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, have fun, stay safe.